So once again, a formal welcome to all of you to this webinar on Agentic AI, from reactive bots to autonomous digital co-workers. We're doing this with Toni Ramchandani, who is the Vice President at MSCI. And like always, we're doing this in collaboration with BrowserStack, who are our premium sponsor for all our conferences and exclusive sponsor for all our community events. It's due to companies like BrowserStack that we're able to do so many of these events at scale regularly, consistently, month on month, and bring knowledgeable topics to all of you. So huge shout out to them for this. Or Test Tribe is the world's largest software testing community turned a tech startup. We started in 2018 with a mission to give testing craft the glory it deserves, which we believe can happen while we co-create smarter, prouder, and more confident testers, which we believe can happen when we upskill and grow them together. So we take immense pride in solving for upskilling and growth of testing professionals through our unique offerings like courses, membership cohorts, mixers, community spaces, and a lot of global events. We've done close to 430 plus global software testing events like conferences, hackathons, meetups, webinars, and we reach a global footprint now with 120K plus testers from 100 plus countries. If I have to sum it up in one line, we intend to provide life-altering growth to every single testing professional on the planet through community and technology. That's more or less done. I'll just plug one thing today. This is TribeConf. It's our flagship offline conference happening in Bangalore this 11th and 12th of July. I see some of the attendees here who have already signed up for this, but others who have not signed up, you can. My team will put up a form. There are speakers from Wipro, Accenture, Infosys, Mang companies, Microsoft, BrowserStack, and a lot more. So we're covering Agentic AI, MCP, uh, testing in AI, AI in testing, automation, leadership, and a lot more topics. So if you're keen, 600, we are expecting about 600 people to be in there. So yeah, so my team will put up a form. If you're keen, just fill in this and we'll reach out to you. Toni, our speaker for today. Toni is an accomplished AI researcher and an engineer. He's now author also. He has authored a book called Generative Journey to AI, which is a comprehensive guide to understanding and implementing generative AI technologies in practical applications. He has over a decade of experience in automation and lately in AI, and he's helped numerous organizations leverage technology to achieve remarkable efficiency gains and innovation breakthroughs. Toni is a passionate advocate for sharing knowledge like this and learning continuously. He is a regular conference speaker and shares his insights on latest trends in AI, ML, QA, DevSecOps, and cloud computing. With that, let me now call Toni on stage.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, apologies. I don't know what went wrong all of a sudden because we were speaking before this. Anyways, I know we lost a few minutes over there, but I'll quickly start sharing my screen. Okay.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me and welcome everybody. Today, what we are going to see is one second. Okay, let me know once you see my screen. Okay, its PPT is visible to you all. Ashutosh,
Yeah.
you can see.
Yeah, the screen is visible. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So yeah, I'll start from here. So we are talking about agentic AI today, and the particular use case I'm going to showcase is automating the web penetration testing or security testing with AI agents. This is the use case I'm going to show you, and before that we have a bunch of few things to discuss about, so we'll start with that. I think Ashutosh has already spoke about me, so I will just keep this slide, and so I'm going to talk a bit about this slide wherein we are understanding the terminologies, what exactly is what. So generative AI, everybody knows that, so we don't have to define it, right? We know that it learns from the pattern, from vast amount of data. You prompt something as a question, and then you get the answer. Okay, and that's we all know the generative AI that has taken the world by storm. But you know what? We people are very greedy. we used to, I mean, even before generative AI, there was AI existent, but not everybody, or maybe like there were many people who were researching around generative AI and other parts of the AI space over there. And when generative AI came, there are a lot of use cases which opened up across the world. Okay. And that where everybody is attracted now. A lot of investment happened, and as I said, humans are very greedy creatures, right? So when they started using generative AI, they started finding some issues with that, and the greed was to solve those problems or the limitations, and that's where the AI agents come into the picture. The AI agents basically are something that do action for us. Generative AI don't do any action for us. They can generate stuff, right, with some mathematical formulas, which is probability distribution of your data over the period of time. Okay. And from that data, it is generating, but it is not performing any action. Let's say if you want to book a ticket, will generative AI do it for you? The answer is no, right? And that's where I see generative AI has two major problems. One, it cannot do things. Second, it does not have information up to date, right? And these problems people are trying to solve. Now, perplexity, we all know, um, it is said to be one of the smallest player used to be. I mean, it was a smallest player who was trying to compete with giants like Google, right? And to some extent, it did survive as well. Not only survive, but thrive in the fight. But now, because Google is also expanding their search engine and they are making it more agentic web, so is Microsoft. And that's where, Perplexity is losing its, somehow it's losing its weight over there. But let's not go there. That's a different conversation altogether. But all I wanted to say is these are the two limitations people are trying to solve, and on top of it, they are getting a lot of investments. So the question comes, okay, we understood agent means that does something for us. Okay, but what is agentic AI? Agentic AI, it's more broader form of the AI agents, right? Maybe an AI agent is good at performing a single task, but agentic AI solves more complex problems. So it's kind of a machinery where every agent is designed to perform its task. Okay, and at the end of the day, they are commonly trying to achieve one goal through those actionable plans, and then it iterates as per the need. Okay, so for example, maybe you need to buy some grocery, and when you went there, you realize that, okay, I want to cook some meal today, and then you realize that, okay, I need this, I need that. Then you did some thinking, and then you realize that, okay, some of the ingredients are still missing. Then you went to maybe some other shop or some other complex to buy those, because those were not available. The whole idea is, or maybe your brother, your sister, your whoever is with you in that plan is working with you, right, to achieve that goal. So that's the agentic AI in terms of this. And over here, if you see the Google trends over there, AI agent and agentic AI, they are trending a lot. But if you can see, there's a sharp decline in at current stage of 2025, somewhere like it's let's say Q2 of 2025. Any guesses why there's a decline, even though it is very powerful? Please type in chat. Okay, I'll come back on this. There's a sharp decline we see, but there's a reason for that. It's not that it's just happening for no reason, but there's a good reason behind that. Okay. Um, if any of you know, then probably you can put in the chat, and I'll be happy to see that. Okay, later. But now I'll come back. And but one hint I will give you, that decline. is due to something new which is groundbreaking. And one good news is Manning reached out to me, Manning Publication, and I'm writing a book on that along with Manning Publication. So that will be available in the market very soon. Okay, so I'll leave it up to you to decide. History of AI or agentic AI basically. So these are mixed terminologies, but more or less this is concrete in terms of agentic AI. And I'm not going to take you through this because this is not the scope we are talking about. But all I want to say is, see, mankind always want to mimic humans, okay, through machines. That's the whole and sole goal. Not now, it's since ages, even from Stone Age maybe, right? But that's where early AI expert systems, they tried to be intelligent, and then it went through a series of changes over the period of time. But now, in since 23 to 25, I'll just let you talk about it. That tools like AutoGPT, Baby AGI. I'm not sure if you have tried those, but those are good at performing individual small tasks. And then maybe somebody thought that a crew of agents, they called it crew AI, Langgraph, a lot of stuff that goes hand in hand. Then they started building. Again, as I said, humans are greedy. At the same time, humans are very lazy, and that's where they focus more on the prototypes and frameworks, so that they create wrappers on top of wrappers on top of wrappers, and that's not bad either, right? The whole thing is everything should be simplified. We will not go and write the code in C++ or C or in machine language, right? Zeros and one. If you do that, probably you need to build your computer as well. The point is, these wrappers are there to make our life easy. And then the focus shifted to agent ops, and then more enterprise level agentic adoption. And that's where this industry is going. Okay. Um, so how it fits together? I've already told you, but I'll just repeat this, that generative AI, we all know how it started, ChatGPT and transformer model before that. So then an AI agent is maybe you can say a smallest thing in this particular um, whole scheme of the things, because it performs single task at a time. And agentic AI sits on top of it. And then obviously generative AI is the brain or heart of that particular system, which is used for communication most of the times and thinking part. So this is how it sits together. Okay. And so again, I'm just coming back to where it is and how it is. But over here, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the agentic AI. So the journey of generative AI to agentic AI, it's it's very greedy journey. It's it's very fast paced journey, and there's a lot of research going on. I would still say that 99% of researchers will fail, but that should not stop them, um, because a lot of these research work as POC, they die beyond POC. Okay, they are not enterprise grade, and that's the real challenge in AI so far. That people are not able to produce the solutions that will be at enterprise level. Maybe good chatbots are there. In some cases, even those chatbots are not that good. We might have experience, right? Using our day-to-day applications, like if you want to order a grocery or something, you still feel that, okay, this chatbot is not helping me out, even though it's AI based. But the point is, that's where the evolution is happening. Okay. Now, agentic AI or AI agent, in this particular case, we can change it interchangeably for now, at least for this slide, because each and every agent or agentic system have majorly 3 to 4 key aspects of it. One being reasoning, right? You reason. there has to be a reasoning mechanism through which only this is planned, what needs to be done next. And this reasoning is does by the large language models like OpenAI and ChatGPT, Google, and we all know rest like Claude and many more. Memory, right? This is memory is one of the, I would say very important aspect of agentic AI or any AI agent. In fact, for any LLM application as well. So you might have noticed that when ChatGPT introduced memory, it was one of the news which was trending a lot, because let's say today you are talking to the model and you will say, hey, hi, my name is Tony, and I am booking some service from this particular using this particular LLM, right? And then maybe you either refresh it, or maybe in the same context, when you ask the bot or the LLM, and you will say, hey, hi, which service you suggest me out of the above you provided. So maybe the model will give you the answer again, because these models are calling through REST APIs, and in REST APIs we know that there is no context that is maintained, right? So memory plays a very crucial role, and now memory has multiple types over there. One is contextual memory. So maybe a small memory. Okay, I may be missing those terminologies over there, but the point is there are large memories and small memories. Okay, one memory is limited to your session. Let's say maybe another type of memory may be limited to your last 10 communications. There is one more type of memory which is related to the entity stuff, like maybe for example, they know that I am Tony, I work here, so the entities, they only store the entities, so they have the relevant information about me, the model. And maybe let's say, hi, my name is Tony, and let's say Ashutosh is my friend. So Ashutosh and Tony are the entities over here, and the friend is the relation. So maybe a graph database they will use to store this particular stuff. And there are also sliding window mechanisms, like maybe last 20 transactions, or maybe summary, right? Whatever discussions we had, the model will create the summary and store in the memory. So they use vector databases for that. That is the memory part. Tools. So what tools are again the critical part? What LLM can do with uh, what arsenal it has in its kitty, right? Maybe it can browse the web, it can query the database, it can call any API, right? But these tools again, by and large, maintained by the developer who is creating this particular system. Interacting, again, interaction is something, wherein I would say that interaction can be performed through many ways. One is reinforcement learning, wherein like your system is learning that maybe X thing is not good, Y thing is good, so let's stick to Y. And interacting with humans as well. So wherein human are giving the outcome, whether what the action has been performed is correct or not. Maybe interacting to another agents, which is very important, by the way. For example, if I ask you to book the flight from, let's say, Pune to Mumbai, then your one agent is searching the web, the other agent is calculation agent that is calculating the price, and maybe the third agent will suggest you the time and all those stuff. They have to be interactive, right? Otherwise, if those agents are not talking to each other, then probably you will not get the outcome you want. And over there, I think the LLM is the brain which helps the interaction. But this can be done through either reinforcement learning, human, or many ways, right? So basically talking to the environment in a way, specifying and evaluating. So we need to make sure that whatever the agent is doing, it's up to the mark. As I said, I mean, most of the AI solutions are not production grade, not enterprise level. The reason is they change most of the times because of the probability systems. Now, where from this where we or rather AI journey will go, it's towards the AGI, and then whatever the stuff goes around the AGI part. Okay. So far we have understood the concept of where we are and how we are. Now, although I have spoke about this reasoning memory tool interacting, but this is how it fits together, that your agentic AI operates in interactive loop. So it is keep on in this loop will keep on running till the time it is not performing the action it is intended to perform. And learning, so basically plan and then reflect, and then that is stored in the memory, and throughout this process the action has been performed. Okay. And over the period of time this action is evaluated, stored, and again goes back into the loop. Now, environment interaction is very important, right? So context, environment will provide the context. Maybe you have a robot, then your environment may be physical, but maybe you have a web, so your environment is web, or maybe like your file system. So it depends. So it has to be environment oriented. It plans, again the LLM comes into the picture. Act means the tools and the methodologies or methods, functions which we have created around those tools. Reflection, thinking that where we are, storing to the memory, and collaboration. So this I already spoke. So I'll come to the very important aspect now. Prompting techniques in agentic AI. Now you might have heard a lot of prompting, and I don't know if you have gone through any course or tutorial on prompting. If you read somewhere, maybe people say like killer prompts and all those stuff. At the end of the day, if you haven't gone through off thought prompting, or nobody has taught you off thought prompting, then that person is not teaching you well. Okay, to be honest, if when I'm talking about prompting only. So there are off thought promptings, a lot of them. Okay. So first and foremost thing is chain of thoughts, and that's where the reasoning in the LLMs happened. Okay. And now recently you might have read the paper that Apple suggests a practical theory which they uh, performed on multiple models, state of our models like O3, O4, in which they said that they are not reasoning; they are just it's illusion. Again, there are world is divided into two parts. I will leave it up to you. You read the paper, you implement yourself the code or whatever they have given the games. They have created some games as well using prompts. So the point is, you decide. I will just leave it that thought to you. But off thought prompting is very big achievement in prompting world. Now, chain of thought, that was the first thing I think invented in prompting world. So over here, um, you know, it forces step by step reasoning. Now, for example, let's say a very simple problem which says 2x plus y equal to, I don't know, 10. Okay. I don't know if this equation will be solved or not with proper integer number or a float number. I don't know, but I'll just leave it. 2x plus y equal to 10. Okay. And maybe 2x minus y equal to 5. Let's say, I don't know. Again, I'm just making it up. So over here, to solve this problem, the way human does is, right? So they first add both of them and then subtract, so that, or whatever, if you remember in school days we used to solve such problems step by step. Okay. And that's exactly chain of thought is going to do. Chain of thought is going to distribute your problem one by one, and then it will go from that. Okay. Similarly, tree of thoughts. So over here, hierarchical reasons and pruning, basically to generate a plan, prune bad ones. So basically, it at any stage you have to, let's say, it thinks like at every stage you have multiple options, right? Maybe I should do this or this or this or this, but whatever is the best for you. right? You can watch a movie, you can watch cricket, or you can read a book, or you can maybe do some work, maybe running, physical activity, whatever. So you decide on the basis of what time you have and a lot of stuff which goes into to decide one thing only, right? You can do, and you can ignore rest of it. So that's how the tree of thought evolved, and then graph of thought. And over there, like multiple sub goals in parallel. Maybe you are very good at maybe listening to music at the same time cooking, right? So those parallel sub goals you are trying to achieve, and then program of thought. So agents write code to reason, generate Python function, and then validate. Okay. So if you read the papers, research paper on this, you'll get a lot of examples on that. Okay. If you want, at the someday you can reach out to me and I'll try to find these papers. Um, Many of them I have read, so those are very good papers around these prompting techniques. Now, this is how it has evolved over the period of time, and I'm talking about prompting here. Prompting is very important in agentic AI. Not that it's not important in generative AI. Prompting is across important in generative AI, but agentic AI, why it makes more powerful, that because it is enabling the LLM to reason with data, without data, or however, right? The point is it is giving capability of reasoning to the LLM, and that's where these prompting techniques are very important. There might be thousands of these off thoughts prompting techniques. Maybe something else might have come now as we speak. Okay, but these ones are most used and wider ones which you will find across the internet. The input output prompting, right, which we all do. You ask something, you get something. And then chain of thought, which I told you, you are solving the problem. I have 2 apples, you have 3 apples. How many apples I have? So you're solving the problem one at a time, one step at a time. You are going through tree of thoughts. You are going through like forest of thoughts. You have a lot of solutions for. The point is you have divided the war into small battles, and you are trying to now work on those battles to get the final output. Okay, and that's where this forest of thought or tree of thought, however, okay, you can call it, graph of thought, I told you, right? So over here maybe some entities, maybe more complex examples will come into the picture, and I want you to research on these topics. Okay, 1 hour it's not enough. I cannot tell everyone about everything. So the point is I would like to you and go and research about this. Now, see, I told you, right, we humans are very lazy, and that's why we create wrappers. That's why we create the frameworks, the templates which we use. Now there are multiple types of agentic frameworks as well. Single agent framework, multiple agent framework, planner plus worker architecture, orchestration needed, tool use or something. So every time you see something new, okay, coming into the picture. Now LangChain agents are simple agents. You can create very simple agent. Single LLM, one agent plus one tool maybe, and you are done over there. Multi-agent framework like Crew AI. So one of it we are going to see today. Um, the Crew AI one I'm going to show you the implementation. Autogen, LangGraph. LangGraph, by the way, is getting a lot of popularity, and Pydantic is also one of them, which is not mentioned here, and a lot of them are not mentioned. Small agents by Hugging Face. Okay, those are there for solving the problems with small agents. Then planner worker architecture, Baby AGI, Meta GPT. So they work in more autonomous way, and orchestration is something where everything is going on. Now, Crew AI, we are going to talk about Crew AI at least for now. Task which is input, it goes to multiple agents and multiple. So basically see this task as a your end goal, what you want to achieve, and then you have to build those crew agents. So basically you have to create the crew which is going to solve that problem. So those agents will be uh, uh, maybe created to perform certain tasks, and then all those tasks combined will give you the output. I told you, right? Booking a flight, the easiest example everybody speaks about. So I'll take that example, and you perform the different tasks and you go through that. Yeah. So what I'm going to showcase is Agentic AI in action today. We are going to perform security analysis of a web application. Okay. So over here, what you need to do is user need to enter the URL, then Selenium agent, or maybe simple Selenium code is there, not agent to be honest. It is going to get the page source and the network logs from the DOM, and then it is passed to the multiple agents. One of them is industry analyst agent, front-end security agent, and network security agent, and then it is going to compile everything. The agents are going to speak to each other. They will compile a report. This summary and briefing agent will create the report which have the vulnerabilities it found on the URL or the web application, and then it is going to give you the final summary. Okay. So over here, the task it is very autonomous task, so we don't have to worry about the analysis part. Agents will do the analysis for us. Okay, and we'll see. Now, before I go to the demo, I just wanted to say something to you. See, AI cost is getting on the lower side day by day, and these agents are getting cheaper, and experiments are getting cheaper. But that doesn't mean that these are reliable, right? The point is, even at this point of time, I see that these are not production ready. None of it. Maybe the giants like, or maybe at enterprise level, a company may deliver good AI product, but they fail at 10 more products. Okay. So the point I'm trying to make is we are still in very early stage, and this is the ideal time to go and learn about AI and the agents and all the stuff which is happening around before it becomes our day-to-day life, right? And it will become very difficult then because there will be more people and more competition, more difficulty because there's a lot of research going on. And as we know, as I told you, right, browser or web browsing is going to change very soon because Google is opening agent mode. I think by 26 or 25 December only you will see in some portion of the world it is already running, and maybe many people are not happy with that. Many content creators are also not happy with that. Microsoft is launching WebNL or NL Web, something like that, which says that you can talk to your website. So maybe, for example, you go on Amazon, you simply type that I'm looking for a t-shirt. Instead of in the search box, you simply like, I'm looking for a t-shirt of blue color. And so you don't have to select those filters and all those stuff. One query and just tell it that show me only 3 records. Maybe your filters have 100 records. You want to see only the top 3, top 5. So top K mechanisms in machine learning are applied over there, or in deep learning, however. So before I go to demo, I will see if any very quick answers I have. Yeah, so Archana is right on the money. It's MCP. Yes, so I'm writing the book on MCP along with Manning publication, and that's where we have started this journey. Okay, so now I will go to the demo. Um, anything, Ashutosh? You and
No, no, Tony will take the questions in the end only. So we have about
I am not taking any
five.
questions. I was just reading if they guessed it right or not, because I want to see how accurate they are in terms of they know the latest trends or not. If not, they
No,
have
no,
to go and
we'll take the questions in the end. Yeah.
yes. Okay. So I'll go back to sharing 1 second. This pop-up is disturbing me a lot. Okay. I'll quickly share my screen and oh, I can share one tab at a time. Is that or window? Yeah, I can share the window. Right. Okay. So can you see my screen? Ashutosh, can you please confirm?
Yeah. Now the screen is visible. Yeah, I did that.
You can see Google Colab, right?
Yeah, we can see Google Colab. So what I
Yes.
will do is I will hide you. I'll change the display here so that they can see full screen.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that I'll leave it up to you. However, okay. I'm not going to run this particular workbook because this is big. This is going to take time. I have executed it for you. If you want the source code and the information, so I have written a detailed Medium blog on this, and it has the code. And the reason that's why I've also given the disclaimer that it's a very big article, 20 minutes. So I usually write very big articles so that it covers everything in one go, and that's where people find it interesting as well. So every piece of code is available over here, and you don't have to worry about it. If you want, any one of you want, I can give this collab, share with this collab with you. So Google Colab, I am not going to talk about it. I expect you to know. If you don't know, please Google it. We have a limited time. So I am going to install and do the setup over here, and I'm going to install LangChain Grok model. If you want any other model like LangChain OpenAI, you can do that. But by the way, OpenAI also I did this, but Grok, why Grok? Because it's very cheaper. It's very compared to free, almost free. Okay, so you need to go on the Grok website to get the API key of it. Okay, and that please Google it. I'm again not going to waste a lot of time because this is not a complete course. This is only 1 hour session or lower than that. And now what I'm doing is I'm installing Crew AI, DuckDuckGo search just in case I need it, Crew AI tools, and some supporting libraries, and then I'm installing LangChain Exa. Now Exa is again a search engine which Google works on the keyword most of the times. This Exa works on the vector databases, right? So this gives more clinical outputs than using Google API. So Google has again search API. If you know, I don't remember the name, but if you Google it, the search API, Google search API, we can also use that because that also again uses both keyword driven and vector driven searches. And then I'm installing Beautiful Soap. Now I need to run um, Selenium on Google Colab, and that's where this library comes in handy. Google Colab Selenium, and the version I need is undetected. So basically, I undetected just to make sure we have the correct version. Or I don't remember the reason why I did undetected. I'll just comment out over here. But there was some issue, and then I fixed that issue with this undetected. So this library was again created by a person, and be thankful to him. This is a very good library. It is going to take few seconds to minute depending upon you are using a TPU or GPU or CPU, however. So that's where I'm not doing this now, and at the end of the day you will see installation successful and every package is part and parcel of there. Just to make sure that Crew AI is successfully installed, so I just use pip show Crew AI, and there's something this will come up. And when you move on, I installed OpenAI as well because I tested this model with two LLMs, and over here this particular demo is with OpenAI, um, because first I tried Grok, it worked, and then I switched to OpenAI. So, and that's where I'm passing all the environment variables like Grok API key, Exa API key. You need to get Exa API key, by the way, to run this, and either Grok or OpenAI, either of it will do, but Exa will be needed, right? or you can change to Google search engine and search API, and then you can replace it over here if you know that part. Now what we are doing over here is setup is done. We are using the web page crawling and network logs, which is kind of a Selenium agent. Okay, so over here, while I was writing this for Medium, so I used Medium itself just for fun. Okay, so I entered the URL that medium.com. I want to test this particular against the security vulnerabilities agentic solution. So over here I'm just doing the simple Selenium thing, and I hope you are aware of this code. So you implement this particular piece of code wherein I'm just assigning a Chrome browser against the driver. Over here I'm just adding these logging performance capabilities. Okay, just to make sure we have explicitly these logs captured, and then I am using it. I'm navigating to that URL again. You won't see anything over here, and then I'm just getting the logs. Get log method, I'm taking the performance and storing into the logs, and I'm just closing the browser. As simple as that. Okay, um, so and then I again open this time I'm storing the page source. You can combine this code. I was just experimenting, so you can do experiment as well. So I launched it a couple of times. Over here page source was having some issue, so I used undetected Chrome, I told you, right? So that's where the page source was flawless for me. And again I got the network logs just to as I said, I mean, I faced some issue, and that's where I just I have duplicate code over here. You can remove that portion. Now we have done the Selenium part. So we have extracted all the network logs. We have extracted all those source code, page source code. Now we are parsing this network log, and we are breaking down to the request types. Different requests we have, right? HTTP requests, resources, web view actions, and many more out of it, right? You can, if you are better than me in security, you know better, okay? Or maybe with API terminologies, and you can be better over here. You can do more justice with this. Then what I'm doing is I created a Python method which is going to load all these particular network logs into the buckets which I have assigned over here, right? So it will be going through this loop, and this is simply going to append the list which we have created. So, and then some try and catch just in case if something is mismatching, and simple Python programming, and then we are extracting the web view actions as well. Once it is done, then we have another method which is going to analyze the HTTP request just like above. And over here again, we are going to catch the status code, headers, and any other observations with the URL or the URI which is coming up. And after then we are analyzing all the resources, right? A web page, when a web page loads, it's not only about the API call. It's not only about that thing. There are a lot of scripts. If you have seen that, images, fonts, type sheets, that goes and makes it bulkier. So we are trying to get all the resources it has, and then again we are just doing the same thing. And then I'm analyzing the network data just as above. So I'm just repeating itself. The only thing is changing is the type of thing which we are capturing in a way so that we don't have any data which maybe harm us in a way, a null value or something. So we are just making sure that we have correct bucket for correct data log. Over here I'm analyzing the data, so analyzing the network data. So over here, obviously, if any network, it starts with HTTPS, then a website, and then I call it as URL, right? And that's what I'm storing. So I'm getting the domain name and I'm adding the URL, so on and so forth, so that we have all the information available. Then I'm going through headers, and then headers, I need content security policy, unsafe inline, X-frame options, so on and so forth. If you read about security testing, you may understand this. Again, I am not very good at security testing and these days I'm not in testing anymore, right? So probably I am not good. You can add more. That's what I'm saying, trying to convey. This is the bare minimum I thought that would make more sense, and then all the resources will go in the resource bucket. Now we have this particular all these list dictionaries or list or whatever the values which we have taken for analyzation. Okay, analyzing. Sorry, not correct word. So now I have this particular stored in the total variable. Okay, and then I'm just printing it. So if you go on, total is the count basically, and the extracted data has all the requests which we have captured so far. So it's a pretty good JSON format data, which you can go and you can see uh, through this. And then total means all thing is counted over here, that how many links and domain names are 3 over there, number of domains. So it says medium, some static Cloudflare inside.com, or yeah, I don't know what else is there. But the point is, I have extracted everything in individual buckets. Now I'm analyzing the network data. This is same as what we have done above. Due to network logs being 200 plus K tokens, I categorize them into possible security breaches. Now, again, see, a website have more tokens, right, which will cost you more money. So I've just limited to something so that, my work is tested, but and I should be in a position that I'm not using a lot of money from or through the API calls to the LLMs, in this case the OpenAI. So I've limited that. Okay, I have taken the limitation. Now, similar to that, I'm just extracting these data like content security policy, network request, and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time over here. It's not time waste, but yeah, the point is, I'm not going to give a lot of information over here. You read, it's very simple, plain enough. I am just calculating whatever I got from the network tab throughout the call itself by calling the medium.com. Now, with Beautiful Soap, I am extracting title, find all links on the page, find all inputs, find all forms, the scripts which are available on the page, and then again, I'm just storing them for the testing purposes. Now, again, over here, I'm just printing the network context, and it may have some messages which it have received while it was loading in the background. So that is just giving you the information. So far, we have not touched AI or agentic AI for that matter. Exa search tool, please Google about it, because as I'll just repeat that, not going to put a lot of time on that, but this is for searching the web, in this case, maybe, based on some queries. So what your agents are performing, they are performing certain actions on the browser on the medium.com website, so that they can extract all the information. So for searching purposes, so for that calls to the web browser without loading the tool itself, we are using the ExaPy library, and this is going to return. So we are creating those tools over here, one having search capability, one having search and content capability, and then other having get content capability. And when I call the tools, it should return all the tools which we have created. So what we have done so far is we created the tools which AI agents will be using, and you can add more, and it should go at the rate tool annotation, and that's it. And now I'm setting the LLM. In this case, I tried this Llama 3 8-bit 8192. This was small and it was again performing well, but it was a little slow. Then I switched the model to OpenAI GPT-4o mini. I kept the temperature 0 because this is security we are dealing with, right? We have to be accurate. So that's why I explicitly mentioned temperature as 0. Now I'm creating the agents. So as I said, I am creating multiple agents. One is industry analysis, and I'll just walk you through one agent and then rest just follows. This agent is going to return us an agent class object which has some name, a goal, okay, and backstory. So backstory, maybe you can say system prompt, which goes along, and the LLM. So LLM we have already defined, And tools, it have access to the tools which we created, like extra search tool dot tools, right? So as an industry analyst, your analysis will be identify key trends, challenges facing industry, and potential opportunities that could leverage during the meeting for strategic advantage. So this is something I'm giving. You can change it if you want. And then maybe over here, I'm telling that you are responsible for accessing the website front-end security, focusing on preventing and mitigating injection attacks such as SQL injection and cross-site, blah, blah, blah. So this is kind of a system prompt I'm giving these two tools. And goal, obviously one agent have a single goal, and that's how it works. Now I'm defining the task basically. So I told you, now we have created tools, we have created agents which have access to those tools, we have given the access, we have the brain, which is the LLM. Okay, and now we are defining the task for each and every agent. So over here, again, I'm just calling task from the Crew AI because we are using Crew AI. You can change the framework. Over here, I'm creating a research task. And again, this follows that it is going to return me a task object, and then its description is like website and then URL which we have passed. And then we want something from this, that what we want from this task, right? Let's say you buy a medicine, right? So what you do at the end of the day, you get the medicine, right? That's the task you perform. So I am expecting something from this task, a detailed report with key findings, security measures, etc., so on and so forth. And I'm passing the agent. So agent class we have already initialized, and asynchronous execution I'm keeping to false. You can learn more when you read more about the agents. But this is important over here because I don't want to be, asynchronized over there in this case. Maybe you have some other option or some other objective, you can do that. Similar to that, I'm creating the front end analysis task, and this is something I am looking from, or the context I can give. This is, you can increase or decrease depending upon what you want, or maybe whatever your knowledge is around security, and whatever limited knowledge I have. So that's where, I did this. And then a security should have a robots.txt file in place. If you are a web developer, you may talk more about it. Security.txt, this is something, every file should have, or every website should have in its somewhere stored, from where it is DNS, or I think in the browser database. I'm not sure where, but yeah, it should be there. And then I'm expecting some output, so that's where I'm assigning this particular task. Now asynchronous execution I want true here, because these is a network thingy, it may take some time, so I can wait over there for to completion of this task. And or maybe multiple agents are calling this, multiple agents are doing this particular task at the same time parallel, so I'm okay with that. Network analysis, similar to that, I am then creating a briefing and reporting task which will compile all the research and findings, and then it will make sure that give me only vulnerabilities found, none else. Again, I wanted to focus on this. Maybe many reasons. One is token money a lot, because I'm experimenting. I'm not doing for an enterprise or the office work. And then how I want it, particularly in this fashion. I will structure a document. That's it. Okay. Now we have designed everything. We will assemble and run the crew. So we will assemble all the agents and all the tasks, and then we will start. So we are creating, so basically we are assembling over here, and then we are keeping them in a crew way, the way crew AI works. And then I'm just clicking the kickoff. Okay, when I do this, it is very big search it did. You can see on the medium.com. Again, these many tokens, whatever you see, you have to pay for that. Okay, because you are using the LLM. You can see it's very big. Many a times, or maybe I don't know how many times the agent was called. It gives all the information that which agent was called and what it did and what query, what token it went through, and what information it gathered during that action. And it's very big. Okay, till the time it completes its all the actions on the browser, or maybe it goes through all the data we have collected from the web browser, in this case the medium. So over here it is again test checking for robot.txt is available or not, or whatever. Okay, so read this. If you are a security person, you may have better knowledge than me and you will understand this report better, but I will focus on this report because I don't understand. So I have only this particular report which says these many vulnerabilities found, and what steps to resolve this is basically, I don't know, regular security audits, input validation, XCC protection, XSS, sorry, and then patch management. So this is a report. You can beautify this if you want, but the point is we have did the security analysis of the website in automated way using the agentic AI. That's about it from my side, and yeah, where is this particular? Yeah, I was trying to open Zoom.
Yeah,
Anyways,
hi Tony,
yeah,
hi. I'll just come on screen. Yeah, hi. Thank you for the session. I think people were really engrossed. Can you share the Google Colab file with people so that they
yes,
can?
my sincere apologies because I went fast. In the interest of time, this is something which needs time, and as simple as that, I simply cannot do that in the window. Okay, that's why I was fast. But yeah, you can read this particular article. You find every code, you find every information, and
Well, because for some people, they it's asking for a account paid account to be created, right? So if you can share the Google Colab file also, I think that will help.
yeah, I'll share that right away. But let me know if you guys don't have access, because I'm barely sharing now. I'm not sure whether it is in shareable mode or not. So basically, permission or I don't know that part, right? So you just need to tell
Yeah.
me later. Okay.
Yeah. So there are a few
Or maybe on
questions right
WhatsApp you
now.
can tell me.
Yeah. So there are a few questions right now, and because we're already over time, so we'll take only one or two questions. I would request people who are live right now to just upvote some questions which they want to be answered, so that
See,
we can
I
take the
have
most.
like I have 10 minutes, okay, or 10, 12 minutes I can spare. So you need to tell me.
No, no, no,
I'm
I'll take
good.
the
That's
question.
what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah.
I-
I'm good. I'm saying.
I'll take the questions. No worries. So, oh no, we'll sort out the access part after the event. No worries, Bharat and
Yeah, just allow me some time. I'll do that.
no, no, we'll take it after the event. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, this is slightly not related to directly to the topic, but still, I'll put it for your views here, which is for beginners. Is it good to start learning AI now, or and using automation, or is it already too late? It's still a fundamental
No,
question.
no, it's not. It's not late. The point is you have to speed up. It's not late, but you have to speed up. Okay, because there's a lot of research going on uh, every now and then. And as I said, like 90%, I bet you, like if you know Builder AI, how many of you know? I don't know. You can write up. But the point is, Builder AI failed after very heavy, investments. The reason being, there are a lot of things which are not production level. Also, see, OpenAI is talking about AGI, is talking about the GPT-5 or something since ages, right? Or maybe we consider it ages, but it's only 2 to 3 years now. But the how fast it is going, so that's why we can say ages. But yet, it OpenAI someday is saying that developers will lose their job, and very next day it is going to go and buying the windsurf which is created by the developers, right? so so if you are killing the jobs, then why you are buying the windsurf, right? So it's never late, I would say, but you need to speed up. Okay, jump in
Yeah,
there, be street smart, and be focused. Read more, understand more. Focus on the research papers or the books rather than the videos or something which are the quick baits along that part.
Got it. Understood. I'll take the last question from Bharat for today. Meanwhile, before I take this question, I would request all the attendees who are live right now to please feel free to fill the feedback form. This is very important for us to improve, for Toni to improve. My team has already put the link. So yeah. So this is a question from Bharat. How does the LLM handle prompt injections or manipulations across multiple steps?
Yeah, this is a great question. See, Bharat, so far, like prompt injections. So when you are talking about prompt injection, so I want to know from the prompt injection. So over here, the prompts are generated by AI itself, which agent take carries, and then they navigate through the website again. So are you talking about those prompts, or you're talking about the prompts which are assigned to the agents while creating? So I'm not sure what exactly you mean by this. But again, prompt injection is something which always is a problem at any stage of the point, and that's where reinforcement learning and human feedback plays a very important role. And memory is also another very important aspect. Over here in this use case, we have not implemented any memory. So if you create this as an application, and if you ask after rerunning it, maybe you will not get the right answers. Okay. So the point is, I am still not getting where at what level prompt injection you are talking about. You can tell me that uh, maybe later, or I don't know how. But the point is, reinforcement learning and talking to, and again, which LLM you are using, how powerful it that. But there's always a possibility that that can happen, right? That will happen for sure. I'm not sure if that is the correct answer at this stage, because I'm not still getting your question as proper question over there. Okay. I hope I was able to communicate to you in terms of what I understood, and that's the answer for that. Maybe if my understanding is incorrect, you can maybe ping me on LinkedIn or somewhere. I'll respond that.
Got it. I'll take one more question. This is from Prabhakaran. It's about I'm using a bot for a single handling task like navigating a website, navigate to a page, downloading files to replace it with agentic AI. What's the best type of AI agentic AI model it will?
Can you repeat?
So can you see this question here? I'm
Okay,
using a
okay. I
bot.
can see. I can see. I'm sorry. I can see now. I'm using a bot for a single handling task like navigating to a website, navigating to a page, downloading the files to replace it with agent. What is the best type of agent AI model will have? Do you mean agent AI means the framework you're talking about? Because there are no agent AI models, there are frameworks and there are LLM models. Okay. So if you are talking about the framework, then because I see you have a simple, very simple use case, so I think you should go ahead with small agents. Okay. Um, but maybe it depends. If you have like large work, then probably I still believe that LangGraph is way better than anything else because of the community support and all of these things. So and simple implementation is there. So I would ask you to go for LangGraph. Maybe if you are good with coding, then small agent will help you.
Got it. I think we can end this here. Folks, please feel free to fill your feedback. We only have 3 responses till now. There are about 50 people in this session till now. We started with a lot many people went off after the time was over. Please feel free to fill the feedback form. I'll request my team to push it again. So thank you, Toni, for doing this session. I hope people found some insights into agentic AI. Agentic AI is a very vast topic. Nobody can become an expert in 45 minutes or so. It's important for us to give exposure to these kind of topics, give some starting points so that people can go and deep dive into it. Toni mentioned that you can read through books, papers, whatever is a convenient method of learning. But please keep learning. This is a revolution which you're seeing right now, and it's important to uh, stay ahead of it in general. So, and thank you to all of you for attending this. This is 10:15 p.m. right now in India, and I'm sure it's quite early somewhere in the US who are in their offices right now. So, thank you so much for doing this. and we'll see you soon in the next one, which is happening next Wednesday. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you everyone. Bye for now.